Welcome back, everybody. Put a mouthful of seeds in. That's not a good way to start your video. Last day with Steve-O here. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. Here he comes. We've been tearing down the corral, and we're going to do a little baling, a little rock digging. That's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. We've been tearing down the whole corral. It's gone. There'll be an awesome epic time-lapse video put together here after we get the shed up, and we'll do the complete teardown. But anyway, this is today's. Steven's been around helping with this. Been a great help. We got this thing left to do. Tear the little back thing off, and I got the arrow clips moved over there. I'm gonna get an arrow clip bud flow box or a bud flow tub put in the shed. So what's happening here, folks, is we're putting up a 30 by 60 hoop building. That's gonna lay right in here, kind of just like we talked, kind of like the chute and everything sat before. A little bit, maybe a little bit to the south. There'll be a bud box in the back. I guess I'm just giving you the full tour right now. Holy crap, that kind of escalated. What we're gonna do, we're gonna have an alleyway similar to what we had here, but it's gonna come 12-foot alley. It's gonna go past the building and then curve down, and the cattle will go down here. There'll be a gate that closes, and the walk gate will come here, and the cattle will have to turn around, and as they turn around, they'll go into the building. Once they go into the building, they'll go in a little bit, and they're going to turn again and go into what they call a bud flow tub. 20-foot circle, entrance at the tub by the alleyway, so they enter at the alleyway, and then you shut the gate, and then you actually get the sweep going from this side, and the sweep comes around the back way. We'll use our existing alley and then our existing chute. All that'll get put back in place. Steven, are you going to tell them anything about you? They've seen you in 2 videos now. Nobody even knows where you came from, or maybe it's going to be a mystery.
Yeah, nope, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Mystery. So you're gonna have to take a facial profile picture and then Google him and see if you can figure out who the real Steven is. Steve-O, as he's known in the videos. All right, we're gonna get after this, take this last little bit off, and then we're gonna hoist the shed up. Move this building, but I don't have very good pallet fork extension, so we're going to try to put a post up in here somehow. Yeah, all the way. We'll just go free, like pretty much. Its original build was for a well house, and then I had it in the back in the woods when my kids were little. There's Ellie's name on a board still. The kids had some hooks and such in here for their little wood stove. Anyways, then I used it as a vet shack. Now I don't know what to do. Put in the comments what you think I should do with this shed. It's got a lot of good life in her yet, you know. As you can see, it's really not that bad. Little caulk areas, and it'll be good. Steve-O's been watching me too much, and he was trying to conserve wood, but we ended up choosing a board that was only a little tiny bit. Actually, it broke here though, Matty. Yeah. So it wasn't Steve-O's fault. It was this dang board. All right, do we do a post this time, or do we go try another rotten piece of wood? All right, we're going with the 2x8 this time. Lee, if you're watching, that sawzall is the cat's pajamas. So I'm gonna pick up all the piles of posts we got, and cattle mats, and a little bit of miscellaneous stuff here, and organize it all. Then we got to get these big rocks that were by the shed out of the way. So epic time lapse. serious now, boys. Getting the old builder's level out. Do a little civil engineering 101, rancher style. I want to set this up, and then we're gonna do a mock layout with some poly posts, and that'll give us an idea of how much fill I need to pull in. I'm gonna get the scraper hooked up to the tractor. I got like a 2-yard scraper, and I think I'm gonna pull off of that slope on the ditch over there, the side of the field, skim off some of that side hill, and I could bring it around to that gate, come in here with the tractor and dump, fill this all in. But let's get a reading and see what she looks like. All right, we got her squared up. We got some stakes laid out where the actual building's gonna sit. Now we're gonna run the builder's level and do a little bit of giving us an idea of how much grade dirt, you know, we got to build up. This bad boy is just basically a glorified scope on a stand that you get level, keep that little ball in the middle no matter where you go, and that just shoots an imaginary level line out where we're going. So I'm going to look at it. 8181. So now after you get that punched in, you just raise her up to my number. That'll tell us. Easy way. Okay, another 6 inches up. Go up some more.
I'm at the top of the stake.
I know, go some more for fun. Keep going. What was I shooting for? 4
feet 5 inches.
Yep, another 3 inches up right there. So the dirt's got to be freaking that high. That's 3 feet of fill, huh? Holy crap. Stand by, folks. Stand by. Okay, folks. We rethinked our inks and lowered our starting point just a hair. We went off of that building and then we dropped it down an 8-inch drop or maybe 10-inch drop, and then we went a level line. But I gotta hog a lot of dirt in here. I gotta get dirt as high as that post there, the top of that post. So we're talking 3.5 foot, touching almost not quite 4 feet of fill on this side. Yeah, right here is 4 foot. It's probably 4 foot of fill right here. So we moved the building back 4 feet to keep this alleyway open, and then that'll give me a chance to put some rock slope on the front of this bad boy. And then of course out here we got all kinds of room to come out level a ways or a slate grade, and then drop it off, and then we'll rock and build this all up. But hoofda, I thought I knew I lived in the hills, but man, when you get a level out, it's like, whoa, lots of dirt. Steve-O even had some type of engineering equations going, and I said, dude, just put all that stuff away. It's too much. All right, it's time for dinner. Let's go have a burger. Pick you up in a few. We're gonna go do some baling. Ellie's on the phone with her friends. She doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't want to work. I guess it's like Labor Day weekend or something. First we're gonna go tour around a little bit of where we're gonna go bale, because it's kind of some sketchy stuff. We'll get the rake and then get the baler going. Need to get this stuff all cleaned up, the crap we've got going around here, then move down to that CRP that I cut the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, and that should go this afternoon. Steve Areno here, he got this field gathered up. Kind of don't know what to do with myself because he's got all the bales that I made, everything's gathered. It's not how I usually operate. I'm usually like mowing around bales, the second crop and stuff, but it's been a big help. Yeah, we're gonna grab this Sonoma, get the rake, and go find some windrows. Let's go, load up. Load up, get in here, let's go. Load, parkour, parkour. Be nice, load, load, load. Lots of attitudes with these girls. I don't know what that's all about. Got the double mower all set up with new sickles. Jim's gonna grease that up, and then he's gonna head up north. I started cutting up there on my quarter up north. It's like 7 miles north of here. Started cutting up there yesterday. Lots of stuff, but lots of rocks in a few areas where I need a double mower. I don't dare take the disc bind in there yet. We picked rocks to look back on videos from last year, why we picked a lot of rocks and dug a lot of rocks, but there's plenty for everyone up there. Got to get the battery for the Chinese grease gun. Bravex, I don't know. Chinese made grease gun is thebomb.com so far. Longevity, I don't know. Power, more than a DeWalt. Tell you what a Milwaukee has, but this thing's better than the DeWalt. All right, let's do some baling. We're all greased up. Steve Areno, he's out there, already got the rake lined out, so we got a little bit to do there. Go do a crick line back yonder way. We'll start shuttling down to that CRP. Now we're getting some nice stuff up, boys. This stuff was cut 2 days ago. Very little dew, no rain. Nice and thick where we fed some cows. Lots of different grass. We'll graze this. I'm only cutting, I'm cutting an area where we're gonna bale graze. So a lot of this quarter I'm not even haying. We'll just let them graze it this fall. But I wanted to cut a path out to where we're gonna do a bale grazing site. This was last year's site on this quarter. So I didn't even cut it. I just let it grow up. We'll let them graze it. And then next year we'll be able to cut that too, because there is some weeds there that the grass has to compete with. But yeah, this is some pretty decent stuff here, nice and green. Hopefully the rest of the stuff we do with the CRP should be good, because we got it, it's nice and hot, no humidity, it's retaining its color. Steve-O's doing his thing, last day. So I thought I'd put him in an air-conditioned tractor for a while. You don't want to work him so hard right at the end that he doesn't want to come back. Now, the last video I kind of messed up the GoPro and it was all wonky, so I'm not sure if old Dane's gonna be able to sort through that or not. But if he does, that's what happened. It's all my bad. I took some of the twine off of this one too. I set it up so that it doesn't put as much twine, because all we're gonna do is grab this bale, we're gonna move it over the hill, and we're gonna line it up in a grid with about another 150 bales. So these, if we make 15, 20 bales here now, I'm not transporting them, but just one time and setting them down, and then we'll bale graze them right in this quarter. So really none of this forage ever leaves this quarter. I just keep bringing in more and more and more forage from other people's land, or land I rent. I guess that would be other people's land. And I'm back. I made one bale. It's already started wrapping around here, so I gotta take that nylon strap from the twine packages, and I hold my PTO shield from turning because it starts wrapping right away. The windrows are too big. It's a good problem. We'll fix her though. Let's go get that tied up. Oh. Look at these windrows, boys. So parts of this side hill I fed rolled bales down, or I fed on here, so you'll hit these little pockets that are really fertile, but we're gonna bale graze just this little section I got set up here. So like 2 acres roughly, put 75 bales an acre. I shoot for like 75 to 100 full-size round bales per acre when I do my bale grazing. That way I impact that site one time, good for probably 7, 8, 9 years. 5 to 7 years, I suppose, maybe not quite 9, but it'll have a residual effect for many, many years. Oh, that's done. Like 17 bales or something. It must be like 3 or 4 acres, I don't know. It's pretty good. Now we're on to the next one. We'll cruise out, go down around the road, get to that creek line and see what, I don't know what Jim did down there. Catching a few.
What's up, guys? We're gonna be trying to put some solar, an outlet, and a light. Small shed. Shed was a 12 by 16. It was in town and it was wired for power when it was in town, and now it's out in the country, but we still want to have an outlet to charge some batteries or what have you, a light, and I'll probably put a light on the front, kind of a yard light kind of deal. I went on, I believe it was shopsolar.com. I'll check for sure. And I ordered a kit because I figured it'd be the easiest for my first solar project. When Dad made the solar pickup, I was around, but I wasn't using the engineering brain at that point, so I'm gonna ease myself into it. So this is a portable generator. They call it that, a battery generator. There's no gas. It's got the battery and the charge controller and the inverter all right in it. So I should be able to hook the panels right to it and then go straight from there right to, this is 12 gauge wire. I'll just wire right to that, I think. And then I got 2 100 watt solar panels. I think will be enough to power what we're gonna do. So I'll let you know how it goes. So this roof has got 2 slopes to it. I gotta check. This one's quite steep, a little too steep, and that one's too gradual. So I think I might use the steep one and then build it out. You know, put some legs or something on the bottom to kick my panels a little flatter. South is back this way, so we want to put them on the south side of the shed. And then the disconnect, unfortunately, is in the northeast corner, so I think I'm gonna maybe 2 here, my 2 panel, or I'll probably put my 2 panels here, run it in and then down there and put my battery over there. In the future, if I want more, I'll have space to set myself up so I can put more panels in. So I just click start on it to see if it had any power at all. I'm not sure what any of this means yet, besides the fact that it's probably got 27% battery. It does look like you could connect it to your phone. One of these, yeah, right here. You can get an app, but we don't have internet out this far, so I probably won't do that. Here's everything unboxed. Solar panels are not terribly wide. You know, I don't know if this is, you know what this is, if it's 20 inches maybe wide, and they're 3 feet tall, just over 40 inches tall maybe. I'm sure it says it somewhere. It's got all these holes you can see kind of along the bottom or the back. So I'm sure I'll screw so I want to unbox it tonight so I can see what I need to order still. Okay, so we got both panels mounted. They came with these little tin screws. Wasn't super optimistic about those, so I put one in each one. I put a torque screw in each one. Probably put a little bit of sealant around that. So I hooked them up. I had a connector to connect the two. They're connected in series, which I'm no electrician, so I did a little YouTubing, and they said that's probably the best for if you're in a shady area. It sounds like that parallel might be better, because series they kind of are all together more, the way I understand it. But this is south facing with no obstructions, so I decided to go with series. I said it might be able to charge on a little lower sun, it's made it sound like. Anyway, so they're connected, screwed down. Now I'm going to drill a hole about right there, and then to run these two down into the building. That should pop out about 10 inches down, I measured. Up and over and then down. Then once we get to there, then we'll build that shelf, the controller and the battery on. We'll drill that hole and keep going. Okay, we got the wires through. I drilled a 3/4 inch hole to start, which fit the head that you saw, the end, the connector, just perfect. Well, when you run one wire through and you want the other one to go through, didn't quite work. So I had to take and do a little gnawing here with the bit and make a little channel here for the one wire to sit while I pulled the other one. So got these pulled in there tight. I'm gonna let this sit till I'm done inside and it's all stapled up. Then I'll come back and I'll glob a bunch of sealant on here, and hopefully there's no issues. Should be done for outside almost, excluding the sealant. Okay, we got the wire inside, stapled up and around and down. I had some extra because I had to put a 30-foot roll on. That's what I had ordered. Just so happens I had to have red and black zip ties. So now we'll drill a hole in there, add the other connector, build this shelf first, and keep going. Okay, we got the shelf built, beefy. I got one mistake I'll be willing to show you right here. The old measure once, cut twice. So I just didn't, I had measured this. This was 18 7/8. I'm like, oh, it should be the same. Cut it, 18 7/8. Yeah. Anyways, out of 2x4, so I had to make it work. Ended up putting these little supports in here. As they say, she's not going anywhere. I could probably sit on that, but I'm not going to, just in case it falls. Wire a plug onto here, because this goes to the outlet and the lights. Drill a hole up here, and then bring down my solar wire. Okay, so we got that wire brought down, plugged in. We got this wired up. I had plugged it in, and I'm like, why is it not, it's not charging? So went out and rechecked my solar panel wiring, and I had done that incorrectly, had a couple things backwards. Come back inside, and here we go. Recharge time, I'm bringing in 175 watts, which I think is pretty good given it's two 100-watt panels, so my max would be 200 watts. And this thing's saying it's gonna take, I'm at 25% charge, and this is a 1,000-watt-hour battery, which makes sense if I'm at 200, and if I'm at 25% of 1,000 is 250. So to get to 100%, I need 750 more watts, and I'm bringing in 175 times 5 is a little more than 750, but that it's pretty close. I had my charger plugged into the outlet here, so I got my battery, put it on the charger. Okay, no light yet, plugged in. My disconnect is on, but I need to activate AC power. So now it's inverting power. It blinked for a second that it was drawing 100 watts, but the only reason is because this is already charged. But as you can tell, I got power now. And I would show off the light, but there's no bulb. Basically, that's the end of this video.
There we go. So we got to go down here a ways, follow the fence, and then it opens up a little creek line there. So I either got all the pressure off, or I must have most of the pressure off. I don't know. I'll have to look at it again here in a second. It's not picking it up. Ooh, this ain't no good. A little wet down here in the bottom. Hope it's not like that all over. I always forget. Update on the welded teeth, folks. I have not found a broken one yet, so shout out Feldhaus is down in Howard with the idea there. That might be a time saver, boys. It might be a money saver. Give her. Steve-O's right at home in that rake. I think he's gonna have a hard time going back to the desk, but he's kind of itching for some more company and more people. He wasn't real impressed with my small town. I think he can appreciate being out here. Some pretty nice stuff out here, Matt. Now this is all CRP, we can't hay that, but we did last year. Really nice. Zoom in on that hawk right there. Young one, he's been watching stuff. He did get one mouse here just a second ago, but I couldn't get the camera on fast enough. I'd like to catch him diving down for you guys. It's definitely a young chicken hawk this year's crop. I've watched him 2 or 3 times now and he can't catch them. He did catch one. Kind of fun to watch while you're bailing. We got a real menagerie going here. Oh boy, we got another hawk. A larger one just came in. Steve-O, what kind of a pattern do you got going here, my guy? You're raking across the grain and you're across my paths. Now you're just raking out randomly. We're already raked. Steve-O, raise it up. Missed another hawk attack. Oh, I wish I could get one on film. Anyways, here's what we got going on here now. A little bit of this. Time to wrap again. Oh yeah, she took right off. Oh, it was a change in... Oh, and it broke again because it jumped off the pulley. Retract. Crisscross. How's that song go? Alright. 3rd time's a charm, right? There she goes. There she goes. That ball of twine is about 3 years old. I've been walking around in the lean-to, and I thought, oh, I'll get rid of it. So it could be a complete nightmare. If we get started, then it'll be all right. Good riddance. We got that one done, and now we're mobile again. Steve Areno is going to take the rake down to the CRP, and I'm going to pick up behind him. And we better find out where Jim went. He was kind of talking like he was going to head up north, but you guys are going to be in what I call warp speed. Teleportation. You'll be teleportized to the next field now. Look at this guy, he's got some explaining to do. Get in here, Steve Areno. Oh no, the whole world's gonna know about this one. We're just parked on a state.
I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah,
Right where I'm supposed to be.
you are.
Good.
Then we're good. This is the field. But
I knew that.
why don't you tell everybody what my phone call was from you? Now, mind you folks, this was a pretty simple, it was an L. Down to the stop sign, 5 miles, 3/4 of a mile north on the left-hand side. Only hayfield within 5 miles of, we're in the flatland down here.
I finally got reception on my phone from the highlands, and I was looking at my phone.
Not the highlands, the hills.
The hills,
the hills.
Wherever you live up there. Yeah. I turned around right here and went right back.
How do you drive by the only it's corn or beans or windrows?
You didn't give good directions, apparently.
Pulling a rake, driving around down here in the crop ground. All right, we found him anyway, folks. Big old windrows. Oh yeah. The next thing better than straw, I think. I don't know. I really like CRP. I think it's better than corn stalks for feed, but sometimes you get a lot of weeds depending on the stand of CRP, but there's some green left in there. I can't remember what the acres were here, if it's like, this is like 15, 13, but I only cut half of it. Probably a little bit over 20 acres. That, my guess is we'll do 4 bales to the acre, so it'll be 80 bales down here. Better than a snowball. All right, now that you're at the right field and you know where you're going.
I've always been at the correct field.
There you go. All right, let's do this. Very little wrapping there, boys. Didn't even get a chance to start. That's a pretty nice little addition. We're gonna take some pressure back off of the rake on this CRP because I don't want to be digging into the old thatch that's in the ground. And and with it being cut with a cutter, we don't need to worry about picking it up. It does a good enough job. So I'm going to take quite a bit off, and then the more you move this nut this way, the more pressure goes down on the rake. Well, we got some dogs. Hey, Millie, that's not nice at all. Millie, come here. Come on, load up. You get in the tractor. Millie, come. So, that's what the dogs are gonna do. Sparky will look for mice. Millie's gonna ride in the tractor. And Koki is a homebody. And we're all happy. Let's bail. So this is about how it's gonna be. See the gate right there in the pickup? I drove from there over and up to here. And I got a bale. There's gonna be over 100 bales here. Easily over 100 bales. Good. Sweet clover's giving us problems, so we gotta widen this back out. That's the trick. Yeah, that stupid sweet clover gets all bunched up and balled up, and then it starts rolling back here and plugs it all up. I don't think anything was stuck. I think it was just that. So there we go. We've got a bale full in the baler. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bales on a round down. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There'll be 120, be 115 bales in this field. Then that one's 6 acres over there of the same stuff. It'll be 160 bales, 143. How you doing, Steve-O?
Help here.
A little help? Oh, come on. How far did you go?
I think I went a long ways. So, this hole right here.
I just count 10 revolutions in my mind. Steve-O doesn't have old man strength yet. He's a little younger than me. That'll kick in a couple years. I'm gonna do one more round. Sun's going down. See the cows up there on the hill. Well, folks, we had a good week. Steve-O was here. He's taking off. This is last night. I had him stop raking. He's enjoying the sunset. I enjoyed the sunset right there. Those are our cattle right on the horizon silhouetting. And I got to thinking about Bruce Schultz. He passed away here this week. One of the last real cowboys in this country. We're kind of a dying breed, but he was too young to go. But as I watched those cows on that sunset, that's who I thought of. So prayers to his family. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.